Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to a review of the Sherman Firefly. Yes, Firefly. Now, officially classed as a medium tank for World of Tanks, and to some extent probably would have been classified as a medium tank anyway in real life. I tend to think of it as a tank destroyer because that's what Company Hero is listed as, and that's the first time that I saw the Firefly playing as Britain in Company Heroes, and this is the British tank destroyer that you get, plain vanilla at least, Company Heroes. And also it has a 17 pounder, which is an anti-tank gun. It's not really a medium tank gun. It's the same caliber as a medium tank gun, but it is really a tank destroyer gun. I mean, it has the penetration of a tank destroyer gun. So what does the gun carrier have? That has 140, no, 151 penetration with its next upgrade for the 3.7 inch, which is, I think that's 96 still. I don't know, characteristics, let me see. Oh, 94, there you go, that's a 94mm gun, and that's got 151 penetration. Oh, there's the gun carrier. Let's quickly look at the Hellcat actually. The Hellcat has got a good gun, I think. America. Right, so America, they've got the Jackson, there's the Hellcat. Right. 76mm, that has 128. The 90mm has got 160 penetration, and that's a 90mm gun. I mean, this has got, where is the penetration of this? This has got 171 penetration, and this is classed as a medium tank. You know, this is a true anti-tank gun weapon, which is why I think of this as a tank destroyer, rather than the medium tank M4 Sherman, which is what it's based on, and what it is classed as a tier 6 medium. But anyway, enough of what I classified as. Let's actually go over the Sherman Firefly. It's got 750 health, which is standard. You know, it's standard HP for a tier 6 medium. I don't actually have any to compare, but I know the T-34-85 has 750 health. Pretty sure the Sherman Jumbo also gets 750 health. So that is standard hit points. Weighs 33 tons, so it's fairly weighty. I again don't have anything at tier 6 which I can compare this to. I have Type 64, Churchill, Tog, gun carrier, or box tank. I mean, they're the only things that I can compare it to. But yeah, let's quickly look at the T-34-85. There we are, right here. There we are, T-34-85. It weighs, it weighs 32 tons. So yeah, it's about the same weight as a T-34-85. Plus I have equipment installed. But so 460 engine power, which, well, let's look at the engine power for this. That's 500. That's 500, and that's a light tank, and it doesn't weigh very much. This is 460, so it's 40 horsepower less, and this weighs a lot more. So yeah, the engine is probably a bit lacking. It is a tier 5 engine there, as you can see, a Wright Continental. It's American, so what do you expect? So yeah, it's a tier 5 engine, so it doesn't propel it massively fast, 36 kilometers an hour speed limit, with 40 degrees per second traverse speed on the hull, which, yeah, that's decent. The top speed, not so much. It is a medium tank, but not a very fast one. If you look at the tier 5 Sherman 3, which this is the upgrade for, that weighs 30 tons, and that has the same engine, but that goes at 48 kilometers an hour speed limit. I don't know, work it out for yourselves. However, I think it was Jingles, who said that when that's War Thunder, when World of Tanks added this in, they did have to nerf down the speed, which is understandable because, you know, if it's a fast medium with a powerful gun which can circle and it has less than 4-second reload, it'll be OP. So yeah, you can sort of see why they'd have to nerf the top speed down from 48, which is what well, around 48, which is what the Sherman 3 is capable of doing. So yeah, you can sort of see where that top speed is coming from, but still, it's, even though it isn't quite accurate, it's still enough, sort of. Not really. It still feels slow. But it's still the Firefly. Everyone's wanted the Firefly in, so it doesn't matter what World of Tanks want to do with it. It will still be a Firefly, and people will still want to have the Firefly. Obviously, because it's based on the Sherman, it has no armor really. 50 front, 38 sides and rear of the hull. It's not very good whatsoever. The turret armor, slightly better. Still only 76 at the front, 50 at the sides and rear. This box, I'm not too sure if that actually counts as part of the turret, so I don't know if shots will actually go through that, or whether they'll actually hit and count as damage, but I shouldn't think so, because that's, although that is the box for the radio, that is sort of a critical component, so it may do, I don't know. Because in order to mount the 17-pounder, because the turret of the Sherman is not big enough to mount the 17-pounder plus the breech for when the breech goes back, otherwise it would hit the rear of the turret. So they then had to add in a box, move the radio from where it was into the box in order to actually have room to move and load the shell into the breech. So yeah, that's sort of why that box is there. Yeah, still, so it's not very good armor. It is a Sherman. What do you expect? It does have like applique armor, I think this is. You know, here on the side of the hull, there on the turret, there and there on the sides of the hull. Yeah, it's a Sherman. What do you expect? It doesn't have very good alpha damage, but then again, it's only 76mm, and it is a 17-pounder. The thing about 17-pounders is that it's not very high damage, but it's consistent high damage because of your penetration of your gun. It's a good rate of fire, plus the penetration means that you only do 113 to 188 standard damage, but that damage will quickly add up over time when you can consistently snipe weak spots and penetrate and do damage, you know, with your standard damage. So it doesn't matter as much. If you're going one-on-one with a heavy tank, then yeah, you may want to have a, you know, higher alpha damage gun, but still, 17-pounders are really for sniping, and in this tank, that's really what you're supposed to do. It's a Sherman. You're meant to snipe with your 17-pounder. That's what 17-pounders do. They snipe. So yeah, well, sorry, I'm hitting everything. I have Pringles here with me. Noff. But yeah, so standard shell penetration, 128 to 214, which is very good. It is, after all, a 17-pounder. But yes, now we're getting onto the gun, so let's bring up the gun. You do, actually, before we get onto the highest gun that you can get, you do start off with the standard Sherman gun. So you get the 75mm, and then you have the 105 howitzer, which you can put on. Or you can stick with your 76 gun, which is the highest gun for the Sherman 3. Let's bring up the Sherman 3. And here is the highest gun, as you can see, compatible vehicles, Sherman Firefly and the Sherman 3. So, yeah, this gun is what you'll probably want to be using on your Firefly if you don't go with the howitzer, which people will like to do because derping people with a howitzer is always fun. But yeah, I went with the 76mm gun, as you'll have seen some of my Firefly videos, which do have the 76. Well, I have one video or something with it, in which I still have the 76mm gun mounted on. But it doesn't feel like a grind when you're using this gun, because it's got enough penetration to get you through at your tier 6. It will get you through, you know, tier 6s, some tier 7s. Not so good on the tier 8s, but still some tier 8s you may be able to penetrate infrequently if you're shooting at them. And the damage doesn't really matter because they both do about the same damage, the 17-pounder and the 76. 17-pounder does a bit more, but the 76 slightly lower, but still over 100 damage. So it's not the most accurate 76mm gun in the world, but it has normal aiming time, 2.3 seconds. It does have 0.43 dispersion, but it's got a high enough rate of fire, 13.04, and the gun reload time, you will be able to get that down to less than 4 seconds, I think, is what I had on my Firefly. That's how I had it. So yeah, it doesn't feel like as much of a grind using the 76 on the Firefly, because you feel like you're just driving a Sherman with more health. That's really what you think of it when you're driving it. You're like, oh, I'm in a Sherman which just has 710 health, which is what you have with the stock turret. Because once you get through your Sherman 1 turret, you get to the Sherman 1C turret, which is the one with the applique armor, which I have. And it's then that you start getting to the 17 pounders. And you will want to get the first 17 pounder. You will. Yeah, it's certainly an upgrade from your 76mm gun. It's not quite as high rate of fire. It's only 12.5, which is still pretty good. It has 148 penetration, which is a lot better than your 76mm gun. Once again, not very high damage. It's only about 45 damage more average than your 76, but it has a slightly lower aiming time by 0.1 of a second. It weighs a bit more, but it's much more accurate with 0.38 dispersion. So that's what you'll want to be using rather than your 76. Then you get to the actual 17 pounder, which you will be sticking with. 12.77 rate of fire rounds per minute, which is slightly higher than the old 17 pounder. Better penetration with 171, still 150 damage, still 0.38 dispersion, but it's 0.1 of a seconds faster aiming once again. So yeah, you'll want to stick with this 17 pounder because it has the better penetration. 17 pounders in general are just better. Of course, before you get any of these, you will be able to mount the 76, and you'll be able to mount an engine or something, but you will want to get this upgraded. You will want to get the better suspension, because that's what you should always go for first whenever you unlock any tank. You'll want to get the suspension first, because without the suspension you can't do anything else. I mean, it's like you can research all the guns, you won't be able to mount them though, because you won't have enough load limit on your suspension. So always go for the suspension first is the motto that I follow. That's really what you want to do. So yeah, moving on from the gun now. 42 degrees per second turret traverse, which is very good. It's very quick. 370 signal range is, let's try and find what, let's go to Russia, medium, T34, 85. What's the best ratio? That has 525 meters radio range. Let's go America, M4 Sherman, no, not M4 Sherman, that's Tier 5. Tier 6. M4A3E2. Sherman Jumbo, let's see what the radio for this is. That's 615 signal range, so Firefly is lacking in signal range. It's 550. View range, 370/388. I was sort of comparing the wrong ones accidentally, I just realised. Whoops. But yeah, so it is still slightly lacking in the signal range. Still 550, which is still enough. It's just could be better. Signal range, view range, 370 as normal, I expect. Obviously, want to have your normal, consumables, repair kit, first aid kit, fire extinguisher. You do get 77 rounds of armor piercing cap, ballistic cap. I think that stands for. No, it doesn't say. It just says APCBC. I don't know. Armor piercing discarding saber or sabot. No, is it sabo? I think that's definitely what you called it. Sabo. Yeah. So you have armor piercing cap, ballistic cap is what I'm guessing that stands for. Then you've got armor piercing discarding sabo, and then you've got Sprenggranaten high explosive. So yeah, you have your normal choice of 3 ammunition. APCR, very good penetration. Obviously, it is APCR. With this gun, it will do 239, which is same as the gun carrier standard AP. 214 is the gun carrier standard AP. So yeah, it's got a very good gun. We've established that. Right. Equipment. You'll want to get the gun rammer. Definitely. That's how you get to below 4-second reload, which is, yeah, every little helps with the reload. Yeah, everyone wants reload. I put on prevents because also helps with the reload, and it also helps with aiming times and stuff. And then I'm just not too sure what to go with for the next one. I mean, the vertical stabilizer Mark 1, 20% accuracy, that could be handy. You do have a very accurate gun. More accuracy as you're turning, the better, I'm guessing. Although you can't really do circle strategy though, because you are slower. You are Firefly. You can't do medium tank circle strategy because of your wargaming nerf speed, which is probably necessary. But yeah, so I normally, if I can't think of anything, I'd stick on a toolbox. But I'm sort of waiting. I'm waiting to get a gun rammer for my KV5, which I most recently purchased. So camo net, you're gonna want to snipe with this gun. Yep, camo net will probably help. Wet ammo rack, possibly if your ammo rack gets knocked out constantly. Enhanced coil springs, yeah, I don't really think of them as really necessary. Tank destroyer, yeah, fixed gun tank destroyer, Churchill gun carrier, box tank, definitely you'll want enhanced springs probably. But for a medium tank, no, you're gonna want to move. Really. Spall liner, don't bother. You only have 76mm of armor at the most. That's not going to stop anything at tier 6 and above. May stop a couple of tier 4 guns, but that'll be about it. For a covered gun rammer, binocular telescope, you'll want to stay still and snipe. Maybe, yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea. Coated optics, same thing. Gun lane drive, don't necessarily need it. 2.1 seconds is good aiming time, so probably don't want to bother with that. Fuel tanks, if you want to save on having to buy manual fire extinguishers when you get set on fire, possibly. And then we've covered that. Alright, for the crew, you have a crew of 4, like in the Sherman. So for the commander, I am going 6th Sense, because 6th Sense is always a nice thing to have, especially in a Sherman where you have no armor. After that, probably want to go Eagle Eye, because your Firefly does have a very accurate gun, so if you can see what modules are getting knocked out, you can target the other module. So yeah, Eagle Eye probably going to benefit you with a 17-pounder. So yeah, Eagle Eye, most definitely. Recon, extend your max view range. Sure, you'll want to snipe, maybe, if you want to go Recon. Wouldn't blame you. Mentor, yeah, I don't really see as Mentor as being useful any such. Although I suppose if you were to get your commander to mentor, get him to have that, and then after all the rest of your crew have got their 3 perks, swap that out for something else. That's probably what the idea with the mentor is. Jack of all trades, yeah. If you can't think of anything else, Jack of all trades, always useful. I have it for my Todd. At least I used to. Who do I have Jack of all trades on? I think I had it for this guy, except I then traded it out. I swear I had Jack of all trades on something. I swear it was the Tog as well. It's definitely the Tog. Oh well, I am getting brothers in arms for these guys because Tog with a better reload time is always good. I mean, this is a 17-pounder. It's set for Tog. 17-pounder doesn't quite reload as fast as it does for Firefly, even though you have 2 loaders. I don't know, but I suppose TOG was introduced at a time where there was no other vehicle which had 17-pounders other than the AT-15A, which does reload considerably quicker. It reloads at the same time as a Firefly, but TOG is just like, oh, TOG is heavy tank, TOG must get extended reload time. So yeah, I don't know about that. For your gunner, I always love going Deadeye. You all know that by now, hopefully. So yeah, Deadeye is definitely something which I love doing. Snapshot, possibly. I'm going Snapshot for the TOG because TOG does not move very fast anyway, so Snapshot gonna benefit you when turning. Armourer, possibly. Designated target, possibly as well. That's half your reload time. If you're halfway through a reload time, that'll help. All your common stuff again. For your driver, I am going off-road driving reduces ground resistance because you don't go that fast anyway. Well, you don't go as fast as you would normally if you were driving an actual Firefly. So anything which helps you keep that lowish speed up is going to help. So off-road driving, yes. Controlled impact, no, don't ram anything. Firefly, bad idea. Improve accuracy when firing on the move, possibly. Clutch braking, possibly again. Always handy to have an extra maneuverable Firefly. Preventive maintenance, I've already said stuff about this tons of times. Every time the same thing. If you feel that you're getting set on fire constantly, or if you don't want to keep spending money on replacing a manual fire extinguisher, then possibly. And then your common stuff as well. It's always good. For the loader, I always go situational awareness to extend the view range. Afterwards, I will probably, for this tank, go with where is it? Signal boosting. However, he does also double as the loader. Don't forget about that. So adrenaline rush, again, always useful. Safe stage, useful again, I suppose, if your ammo rack keeps getting knocked out. You know, it'll also help your ammo rack not get knocked out quicker. Intuition, you probably won't need to switch between APDS rounds and APC BC rounds, aka AP and APCR. You probably won't need to switch between them because it already has very good penetration with your standard AP. So yeah, possibly don't go for intuition. Relay, possibly, but then again, you don't have the best view range for this to radio range, sorry, to have this benefit from. So maybe not. Call for Vengeance, could do. Then your common stuff as well. Again, so overall, I of course love the Firefly. It is, after all, a Firefly. It's a medium tank with a very good gun. It's everything that every medium tank driver wants, except for its lacking top speed a bit. But still, it has good track traverse, it has good hull traverse, it has a good gun. It's got standard view range, not as good signal range, but still, it's the tank that everyone wants. So nobody's going to really not like the Firefly, and same goes with me. I love the Firefly. I would say yes, go for the Firefly. Go for Firefly. That's a quote from Company Heroes. Yes, go for Firefly. That's when you tell the Firefly to attack someone. So yes, Firefly, good gun, attached to an American tank. What could possibly go wrong? So yes, I'm all. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.